right, so we're back and we're here on Twitch. Hello, hi, how you doing? It's your boy with all his hair just everywhere because it just keeps growing no matter what I do, which I'm glad. I like the fact that it is growing. It makes me feel good that it's growing. But what's good with you? It's your boy Mark Summers, MajorLinux, twitch.tv/MajorLinux. You know what the deal is. It's the Grandmaster of IT, aka your favorite streamer's favorite streamer after a hiatus of sorts, and an actual true one because I took a week off. And normally it's like, yeah, I mean, a week off, you took a week off. Like, you're barely streaming as it is. You're right. But see, I always come back on Thursdays. But see, this Thursday I didn't come back, and I forgot to tell people who were not on social networks or may not have been in the show, who may not have attended a show live in a couple of days, or may not have been around when I announced it. But yes, for those who may not know, Tech Talk Thursdays is on a break for the month of June. We're on vacation. We're taking a break. We're just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, Ruin, I am thinking explicitly about you. I felt really bad when you hopped in Discord and said, hey, when was somebody going to tell me that there was a show tonight? I felt like, oh shit. Of anywhere I should have placed a, hey, we're not streaming, the show is on break for the month, it should have been Discord of all places, and I forgot. That was on me. But yeah, we're on hiatus for the month. Just chilling, just doing other things. So I did decide to take this whole last week. I said, well, fuck it, I'm not streaming as it is. Why? Let's just keep it going. Let's just keep it going. Like June 1st was a Thursday. I could have played Metal Gear Solid. I was like, no, I want to see how it performs on the Steam Deck. So I played, Ground Zeroes, which is Steam Deck verified, which is funny because the Phantom Pain is not. I think it's still playable, but it's not Steam Deck verified because of reasons. Hold on, I could look it up real quick because I've got the Steam Deck right here. Why isn't Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain Steam Deck verified? See if I scroll over. Oh shit. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I went on a downloading spree again the other day. Just started downloading games to the Steam Deck for no reason. So yeah, it is playable. This game sometimes shows mouse, keyboard, or non-Steam Deck controller icons. Entering some text requires manually invoking the on-screen keyboard, which is weird to kind of say, hey, this is playable. It's weird to like say that, okay, this is the reason why it's playable. It's because you might need to use an on-screen keyboard, or, I mean, the buttons thing I get because, yeah, that's confusing, but it's weird. Also, why can't we just fix that? Come on. But as Ruin says, you know, Konami don't give a shit. This is my boy. You ain't care. Look, I don't look. Yes, happy WWDC day indeed. Of course, you know, I mean, I haven't had a chance to look at the huge discourse around it. Of course, a lot of people have been talking about the Vision Pro headset. Hold on, I'm responding to something in Mastodon. I clicked over and then I got distracted. talking to Jen Gentleman, or Jen MSFT at Mastodon.social. She is part of the Windows engineering team at Microsoft and helps with feedback for start menu settings, taskbar input, and more. Merge, I did happen to catch an article saying that Apple is going to try to help get some development kits out there, so you might have something. So of course, before we get into any gaming today, actually, I should probably switch that. Let me do that real quick. Also, I don't know what's up, if it's the mouse pad or if it's the mouse, like if it's my desk mat or what. But every time for the past couple of days when I'm using my MX Master 3 on my Tech Talk Thursdays desk mat, it kind of like gets all choppy. But when I take it off the desk mat and put it on this desk right beside me, I have no problems, like zero problems whatsoever. I was playing Civ 5 last night for a few hours with the mouse here. So I don't know what's going on. It's really weird, especially like when I'm not expecting. Listen, they also announced another Mac Pro, just $7,000. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get through all of that. Of course, B&H just told me that, hey, new Macs were announced. I know which one of my clients is gonna order 2. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, WWDC's keynote was today. They dropped a lot of news. I was able to get pre-release Apple TV hardware, so I'm hoping they will let me get the Vision Pro 2. Ooh, nice. I'm just really excited about what you dropped earlier, and we'll get to that in a second down below, or when I get to like relevant articles for it. That's not where I want that. I want it over here. Apple's new 15-inch MacBook Pro, MacBook Air is, quote, the world's thinnest 15-inch laptop. Of course, this was like, I don't think there was anything that I was surprised to see announced. Now, when it came to the look of our product, yeah, I was surprised. You know what? Actually, no, the Mac Pro, I was somewhat surprised about that. Nobody was talking about a Mac Pro. They were saying like, hey, they should make one. Eventually they will, but nobody was talking about a Mac Pro. But yeah, so Apple's newest 15-inch MacBook Air is world's thinnest 15-inch laptop, according to them. Of course, you're getting the M2 chip. I don't think the Pro comes in the Airs, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just the base M series. 15.3-inch LED backlit IPS screen sporting 5mm bezels, 500 nits of brightness, and 2880 by 1864 resolution. So it's a little bit more than 1440p. Has 2 USB Thunderbolt ports supporting up to 6K external displays at 60 hertz. Oh, people are talking about, I know people have been talking about it, but I don't recall anybody talking about them announcing the Pro at WWDC. Yeah, so I mean, I'm here for, yes, people were talking about the Pro, but to be announced at WWDC this year, I don't think anybody was. I know they were just talking about, hey, they're going to talk about some new Macs, but I don't think anybody would say explicitly a Mac Pro. Either that, or I may have just been ignoring it. So yeah, configurable up to 24 gigabytes of memory, storage up to 2 terabytes. They needed to announce it or explain why it wasn't present. This is a big announcement, even if it turns out to be a dud. So yeah, the new model starts at $12.99 or of course $11.99 for education. It will be available next week. Orders, you can order one now. Comes in 4 colors. So now they have the M1 MacBook Air, which does not have the bezel, which does not have the little notch. You got the M2. See, the M1 MacBook Air is 13 inches. The 13-inch M2 MacBook Air, the 15-inch MacBook Air, and then you have your 14-inch and your 16-inch MacBook Pros. I think they're probably going to discontinue the notchless 13 and 15-inch MacBook Pros if they haven't already. So yeah, right now out of the box it will be running Ventura, but of course Sonoma, when it's released, we'll be ready. We'll be ready for it. So yeah. So that was, all right, cool. You announced the 15-inch. Again, everybody was talking about that one. Of course, I feel like people were expecting we were going to get a Mac Studio. Of course, this is coming with the M2 Max and the M2 Ultra, which of course, meaning that the M2 Ultra was also announced today, which I like the black but not black midnight. Yeah, that's where I am too. That's where I'm too. I really want a very, very dark hued Mac. So yeah, the Mac Studio still here. I think it's still the same number of I/O that the M1 version of the Mac Studio has. Have you seen the trade-in value for the old Studio? Damn it! What is it? Where do I find it? Apple trade-in. There we go. Mac, Pharma trade-in value. All right, I've got the computer, Apple. I don't know the serial number of it. I don't know the serial number of my Mac. It's like right here. I could find that somewhere though, right? I'll have to look into it later. I mean, if anything too, I still have to, I don't know if I traded it in and maybe like use some of that money to pay some bills, or because I'm not using Mac Studio, or maybe even get like well, no, because I don't think a MacBook Pro, I don't think I'll be able to get a MacBook Pro. That's not where I wanted to go. Oh no, so they did put the input, so they're not discontinuing, it's still here. Yeah, so the MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro is still 2,000. I am not going to get 2,000 back on a Mac Studio, seeing that it starts at 2,000 and I have the $2,000 Mac Studio. But then again, I could trade in both my Macs and get a better MacBook Pro. I have 3 Macs. I could just trade them all in and just get a better MacBook Pro laptop. Maybe with some bumped up specs. I'm just saying. I feel like I don't need as many Macs as I have in the house now. Well, damn, you're right. They're not. So, if I'm gonna get a Mac, well, I guess I have to spec out the MacBook Pro to as high as I can, and just hope. Maybe use the rest to like buy Final Cut or something. Cause yeah, I feel like I do feel like I am excited about this Mac Studio, but I feel like I've also wasted my money on it. I am not using it as much as I thought I was going to use it. Ooh, look at you standing up and working and shit. Yeah, so Mac Studio is here. Of course, and again, like I said, they've introduced the M2 Ultra, which again is the second generation of the Apple Silicon Threadripper, which is 2 M2 Maxes glued together to make a 2 times faster chip. The M2 Max can support up to 96 gigabytes of RAM, but of course the M2 Ultra, okay, doubles all those specs. The new chip has 24 core CPU, 60 core GPU, and up to 192 gigs of RAM. A higher end version of the M2 Ultra is available with a 76 core GPU. They don't deserve the Threadripper name. But again, look at that. You've seen the M2 Ultra. Look at it. Just look at it. Of course, that is starting at $19.99 as we saw. So yeah, just I would say it's a spec bump, but again, they just like, all right. I mean, it's weird because at least with the iPhone, when they get the new chip with the A7, like the Bionics and shit, like there are a host of new features that come to the iPhone. I feel like with the M2, it's like, okay, you can now do things faster. But then again, it's a Mac. You could do shit ton of things that your phone can't do. Maybe all you need is just the performance to enable you to do all the other things that you would connect into the Mac or put into the Mac. Oh no, I would never do that because I definitely saw the storage for one of the things we're going to talk about, and yeah, like what the fuck are you talking about, Apple? Let's see. Yeah, we already talked about the M2 Ultra, of course. Again, what I like to call the Apple Silicon Threadripper. And here we go. The Mac Pro with the M2 Ultra starting at $6,999. They bought back the cheese grater Mac. Doing things faster is 100% why people upgrade computers, so that's the reason. Yeah, and it makes sense. I guess like when it comes to PCs, it's not so cut into, or at least they don't. Of course, Takal in Discord posted a tweet from Mike Bithell, like really complaining about how Apple sells their shit, and it's like, well, they're not marketing towards you. They're not marketing this shit towards me either. Like, I am also one of those people who want to see past the bullshit that is Apple. And it's like, all right, what can you actually offer me that I don't already have? What do these things look like? So it's like, I look at somebody outside of Apple, like The Verge and Gadget, literally anybody else who can give me numbers, actual fucking numbers, to tell me it is this much better and not just like a percentage. Because again, when you have a nebulous number to start with and you tell me it is a percentage better or X times bigger than this, you are not telling me anything. So yeah, I would like to see other people kind of go in and say, hey, this, like, compared to last year's model, compared to the previous generation's model, this does by far outperform. Excuse me, my nose is like a motherfucker. The 2019 Pro is the first Pro that I didn't buy since the G5. It was not a machine for me. Would you get this one though? Would you get this one? So of course this is for the Pro, the Pro, like the Pros Pro of the world, where you get the ability to actually add in expansion through Apple Silicon. One thing that makes me wonder with this, like with them now allowing you to do expansion on PCI expansion, is if I'm trying to figure out the words. Will external GPUs work now? Not until they tell me what PCIe cards work for it. If it's just video accelerators, then no. Makes sense. Yeah, they never said anything about GPUs. It was more like video accelerators, networking, storage, and it was like something else. They listed 4 types of things. But yeah, like if it did support GPUs, I would be interested to know, like with them enabling PCIe support on Apple Silicon, will they start supporting external GPUs? The rumor is no. Also, no MPX support. So the 5 to 7K GPUs you bought for the last one won't work. Damn. Well, I mean, I imagine if you still have like if you still have the Intel Mac Pro, like it's still good, right? I mean, it's only 4 years old at this point. I feel like that should still be good. I don't know. Excuse me. I love how the Verge is like, these are PCIe Gen 4, which isn't the latest. I mean, I feel like people are still using PCIe Gen 4 for shit. So like, shut up. Like Verge, weren't you the ones who tried to build a PC and fucked that up? Just putting that out there. Maybe y'all should be talking about PC building and components. Mac Pro also has 8 built-in Thunderbolt 4.06 in the back, 2 up front. Mac Pro will support up to 6 Pro Display XDRs, which is fucking insane. All the current GPUs for NVIDIA and AMD are Gen 4. Exactly. Like, shut up, Verge. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Let's see what else here. Of course, we're going over to we are far away from maxing out Gen 4. iOS 17 was announced. Of course, there are no iPhones. That will be in September. This is more or less like, hey, if you already have a phone, these are all the features that will be coming to your phone if your phone can update to it, which we'll get to that. We'll get into that in a second. iOS 17 has been announced. Let's see here. They were bringing it. They redid the phone app, or how people call you. You can now set up like a poster with how you would like to be displayed in other people's iPhones. So that's a thing. You can share contacts by like actual near field communication. Doesn't seem like it's using exactly NFC, but I don't know. I figured that near field communication just means that. So if the phones are just close, I imagine that you feel the little vibration, which lets you know, hey, you've connected to this phone over here. They have authenticated. They are talking to each other. Let's send contacts. People were kind of hoping that no, that wasn't it, because they already do that. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So they got the new contacts poster things. They've got how you share contacts. They updated live voicemail transcriptions. So somebody's calling, you don't answer the phone, and they proceed to leave a voicemail. You will see the text of the live transcription of that voicemail on your screen that we can choose to answer it. If it actually is somebody you want to talk to. Speaking of voicemails, coming to FaceTime is video messages, like video of voicemails or whatever or video messages for FaceTime, to where if you aren't available to take a FaceTime call, people can record a message for you to watch back later. So that's pretty cool. Like that. And from the messages side, they're bringing some new things. They're kind of slightly redesigning messages. They're allowing you to kind of do a swipe to reply to messages. They now have stickers. They've kind of hid away the apps, your messaging apps, so it doesn't take away from the experience. Like it's like things are getting a lot more minimal. It's definitely following a lot of their the design philosophy from last year with how they redesigned the lock screen. Damn. Versus great feature because my daughter never picks up my FaceTimes. Damn. And also speaking of like the near field communication stuff, they are doing some new stuff with AirDrop as well. To where it's like, and I find this is really difficult. So like I'll take my phone, like I've got some pictures, some videos I want to share with people in my house and you know, whatever, like, hey, kid did cute thing, or hey, took selfie and picture looks amazing with kids. And my parents, sister, wife, whatever, wants a copy of that photo, that video, whatever. So we use AirDrop. However, for some reason or another, a device may not show up, right? So what they're doing is they're taking that same NFC kind of the NFC communication with contacts and doing that also with it was also that Apple invented NFC, this WWDC. Yeah, I know, right? So amazing that they did that. So yeah, what they did is they took the same kind of NFC concept that they applied to their contacts. Sorry, we want to do that for media as well, for pictures of your photos and videos as well. So you come up close to a phone you want to AirDrop with. You could do the kind of hover nonsense, transfer it over that way. But you also do not have to stay within like a Bluetooth range or ad hoc wireless range. Like I could just share you a video, and if it is a big video or if it's a big file, because I wonder if this is working with files too, that if it's a huge file that I need to share, I can do that. I can initiate it and then go away. And of course, like that functionality is they're offering it as an API for developers. That way, if there are other things, I guess developers, like if apps need to share, they can do the same kind of, hey, I'm close to you. They've also moved, let's see. Oh, updates to keyboard dictation, bringing improvements to autocorrect via a new transformer language model and sentence level correction. Also, if you ducking have something to say, you can ducking say it now in the way you really meant to ducking say it. I did kind of like the fact that, you know, he did say ducking because we knew it. It's like everybody, like it was like, if you know, you know, if you know, you know. Of course, one of the bigger things that came to iOS 17 this during WWDC was the journal app. Of course, this one was kind of rumored to come out. I can't remember if we talked about it on Tech Talk Thursdays, but I know there was a big thing where, day one probably is going to have to, like, I don't know what they offer as opposed to what Apple's going to offer, but yeah, like day one, they got to be really proud of, they get really share their product, making sure that it's going to be better than what the in-house version of journaling is going to be. The one thing I would like to see, so with their journaling app, it's allowing you to kind of do a moment in time, and they kind of sprung this off of like their Photos app, where when you're in the Photos app, they like they create the videos or like the kind of montages of things, you know, based just randomly in your Photos app, and they'll show them back to you. So they actually kind of did that and wanted to add more mindfulness to it. So say, hey, we're gonna like collect all the things you do in a day. We're gonna try to use these as prompting inspirations as you try to journal. Someone prevent developers from doing something. Step 2, sell it back to them as a feature. Gotcha. And like, yeah, I think like, yeah, because this is more of an app and not an API. And I don't think they're offering that kind of API. Because, I mean, it would be nice if day one could also use these features and do the thing. But but yeah, so journal, like take like your day in a lot, like take your day, kind of see some like maybe what appeared to be like pivotal moments in your day and use that as like inspiration for you to write something. The one thing they did not touch on, which I am hoping maybe it will do that, because they're trying to move journaling out of notes and into its own app, is that you'll be able to kind of write with like you have an Apple Pencil and an iPad. Can I jot in my journal as if I was writing in a diary or something, as opposed to having to type something, because I don't want to type on my phone. I don't want to have to pull out a laptop or a keyboard on my iPad to type in a journal. Let me write. If I have an iPad and a pencil, let me write that. And there is a new mode called Standby, which allows you to sit there and turn your phone landscape and have pertinent information just kind of displayed to you, like it's a just nice giant fucking clock with some widgets that you can interact with on the screen. If you have it plugged in, like they'll do like the red light, blue light shift shit to not mess with your sleep. And it looks pretty cool. Like the pictures that they showed of like this of this iPhone sitting landscape using which I imagine was a MagSafe charger. It looked fucking cool. So okay, that is like the coolest fucking alarm clock I have ever seen, and I want that. I think it does work without charging too. So like so I have this little holder that I use for my iPhone. So I imagine that if I can take this and put it on its side like that, like maybe it'll work too without having to be plugged in. But I mean, if I gotta plug it in, I've got a lightning cable somewhere around here. If I gotta plug it in. They have developer hooks for third parties so they can provide prompts to journalists. Okay, wait. Is it providing the prompts to the journal or the other way? Because if I can't use, like, I want to use the data that's being collected and put that into in day one and not the other way around. It's so weird. And of course, for Siri, they have decided, you know what? We're tired of the hey, just say Siri. And it's like, no, we're not doing that. We need multiple words to say. Just this show and Tech Talk Thursdays is difficult enough without my HomePod just randomly going off, or, you know, because I'm holding my hand a certain way with my Apple Watch that all of a sudden she kicks off. Like, I don't need this in my life. Please stop. Let's see here. What else do we got? Oh, of course, that new feature for context sharing is name drop. Of course, the digital diary stuff. Siri trigger phrase. iPad OS was also announced. And of course, they are bringing the things that were on the iPhone last year to an iPad this year, which means you can see here with this wallpaper, the clock is now hidden behind this mountain ridge. I'm not sure why they could not bring that to the iPad, but no, they couldn't. Now, the one thing that they did add with iPad OS and the lock screen, because that was one of their big things, was the lock screen. It was the lock screen and the home screen. Nothing really else, even in some of the stuff that they talked about on the home screen for the iPad. I mean, yeah, for the iPad, we're coming to the iPhone too. But it's more or less to do with widgets and the fact that we can now put widgets on the left side of the screen and kind of interact with them that way. And then if we open it up and we just put widgets everywhere on the iPad, we can interact with the widgets without having to launch the app itself. So when you tap the widget, it doesn't launch the app that we can do the thing. You can have a list of reminders, and you can just check off the reminders in the reminder app. In that reminder widget without having to open reminders. Also, they did add the live preview. I think it's live preview. To where you can keep track of multiple timers. I guess that was a thing that Craig Federighi wanted to mention. The health app is coming to the iPad, so and it looked really good. I was kind of excited about that. Let's do iPad OS. What iPad OS 17? Apple is taking the capability of stage manager even further. Lock screen customization that were added to the iPhone 16 now available here. Multiple lock screens with different wallpapers, widgets, font styles. There was something else. I thought there was something else that came to the iPad. I want to say like, Birch, didn't you say like there was external camera support that came with this? You still can't pair a watch to an iPad or Mac. Part of me still doesn't see why you would want to. I don't have the use case for it. So like that just could be just my very narrow worldview. Okay, so yep, external cameras are now available in iPad OS 17. So that's pretty cool. Apparently significant improvements to Stage Manager. So yeah, but definitely would love to see that. But yeah, there were some decent stuff in the iPad stuff. Not a lot to write home about, but yeah, here we are. And of course, the Mac OS Sonoma is the next version of Mac OS. Let's see. One of the big things that they're doing, enhanced video conferencing features, including presenter overlay to allow a user to display themselves in front of the content they are sharing. Reactions let users share how they feel within a video session, and screen sharing has been improved with a simplified process. I guess if you want to watch for someone who doesn't have an iPhone, I can see that. Okay. It should be a standalone device with web sync or being able to sync to Android or PC, but that'll never happen. Well, I feel like at that point, and this is going to sound so very Apple of me, but maybe you should look into the cellular version of the Apple Watch if that's what you want. If you want a standalone Apple Watch. Okay, I'm hearing some snapping. Like it sounds like something snapping. I wonder if it's the song. Yeah, it's the song. Even that is not true. Yeah, you're right. It is it. So yeah, like I wish they had a bigger photo of that standalone joint, but yeah, it's. Let me see. Will this be bigger? No, it won't. But yeah, like this guy right here is like that's not a screen behind him. That is the app that he's trying to share, and he is being superimposed in front of it, which is fucking crazy. Like that blew me away. That blew me away. Let's see, Safari's getting some updates. So they're now adding profiles to Safari. So welcome to the party. Welcome to the profile party, Safari. Again, still kind of useless to me if I still can't alt tab to different windows. However, in good Safari news, which of course, you know, I'm going to throw that shade like I always do. Safari is adding progressive web apps, or adding the ability to use progressive web apps and to save them to your dock. And it opens up as if it's like a scaled down version of Safari, which again, still isn't the best. But again, I mean, this is what my Mastodon client looks like, which is again, the Mastodon website, but just a progressive web app through Chrome. Google Keep, same way. So Safari is now getting the ability to do progressive web apps, which again I will look at Firefox and say, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just get with the program. Also, I forgot to mention, because it was mentioned in the iPad section, the Notes app is also getting some updates. Like they're working with PDFs to highlight sections of a PDF where you can go and type in files. You can autofill. You can do signature, save a signature and paste it, or you can sign on the fly. Which is something I am glad to see that is native and I do not have to use a third-party app for, which again, Riaddle, who I have been using for their PDF app. I forget what the name of the app is. Yeah. I've been looking for a native version. I feel like that should have been a native thing to add, especially when Adobe in their Acrobat Reader does that. Even though Acrobat Reader is definitely not a native application to Windows or any operating system. I guess like it is like one of the things you still download just because you need something to read a PDF file. Back when that was a thing, you couldn't open them up in other things. macOS is also doing things with widgets. They're bringing them onto the desktop for you to use, and they are again clickable like in iPadOS and iOS. I thought it was cool until I realized, oh wait, this would only be good if I did not full screen all of my fucking apps, because that's just how I use a computer. Excuse me. Also but if you don't do what I do, and you actually do like have the small windows around for computing, it will actually fade the widgets kind of into the background. Like you'll still see them, you'll still notice that they're there, but because they've kind of just like fade and become somewhat translucent, they shouldn't be as distracting when you are looking at something else. Also, they're adding game mode to macOS that kind of gives you a little bit more performance in your games, kind of turns off things that you're not going to use while playing a game, so that we can get a little bit more performance out of your Apple Silicon Macs when playing video games. I just can't do Mac full screen. It's so cumbersome. I don't know. Like, I need to see how other people are living, but also even if I did, it's still thinking like this is how I use computers, no matter the OS. And it's like, if you really think too, like the default action to make things big is either don't or full screen, like just full screen. And of course I am not talking about like full screen, like if I hit F11 here, right? Where this is full screen. I'm talking about like this, where it's like, you know, like this window, but it just takes up the whole desktop. To where like there's a keyboard shortcut that I memorize, like that I know, that will change the default behavior from full screen to, I guess, expand or whatever the fuck it's called. Like it doesn't show me the word now, it just does this. But yeah, full screen in macOS is very cumbersome. Let's see what else we're looking here. Yes, FaceTime is finally coming to the Apple TV. Now this one does say that you use the iPhone or an iPad's camera support using continuity camera, but I have it on good authority that you could just plug in a USB camera into an Apple TV and just use a webcam. I cannot wait to try this out. I really cannot wait. And I want to say there was more. It was okay, iPad gets external camera support along with Apple TV. Okay, that I know I saw that somewhere, just couldn't remember where. So yeah, really excited about this. Really excited about this. Like I was okay with just using the iPhone or the iPad to do the camera bits, but the fact that I can just like buy a webcam plug it into the Apple TV, and then actually just answer FaceTime calls from my just like from my couch. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's a pretty cool feature. And of course, here we are, the Apple Vision Pro, the mixed reality headset for spatial computing. They have finally created a device that just that ushers everyone into spatial computing. And I guess like if you're using the word everyone, sure. But there were a lot of people who weren't calling it spatial computing, but have been able to do this for a while. Like when I was trying to stream, VR, I was using virtual desktops in the Oculus Quest 2, so that way I could control things on my computer while not being able to see it. But yes, this is their long rumored mixed reality headset. Definitely does not look like the images that people keep using when they talk about it. Of course, this is the device. Here are the devices over here. So yep, they bought back the one more thing for this. Okay, why would you do this? Why not make a carousel? Oh, this is a bummer. But yep, here's the headset. Of course, you got cameras and arrays everywhere around kind of like the bottom half of this. This is actually a screen, as you can see here with this young woman here wearing it. Yes, at first glance, that would look like you are seeing her eyes like straight through like transparent glass, like it's supposed to work, but no. Those are digital representations of her eyes as they would appear. Yeah, it's like they provided a lot of pictures, but again, without the ability to, you know, click through them like, you know, a fucking carousel, I don't want to do anything with it. So of course, yeah, you've got the side view. So yeah, like there's a screen right here. There's sensors on the bottom half of this display. Of course, you've got the photo and video spatial photography button, I guess is what they're calling it. There is a digital crown on the other side that kind of takes you in and out of a virtual, like in and out of the virtual world, almost like it's almost like, you know, with AirPods, like you got transparent mode and then noise canceling. It's like transparent and world canceling. Of course, single block of aluminum type joint. Got lenses in here. This is not built for glasses, but they do have they've partnered with Zeiss to make like lenses for people who do have eyeglasses prescription. They are sold separately, which means you have to buy them if you wear glasses and want to use this. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to see a whole bunch of videos about it. That if you own glasses, you are going to have to spend money you're going to have to spend more money than what you initially thought to use this device, because you would need to put in the special lenses, which you have to buy. I don't remember. So Merch, do you remember if they said that this thing does have power on its own? Okay, wait. All right. So battery life is up to 2 hours with external battery or all day use when plugged in. Okay. So I guess you cannot use this without this battery. So I guess this is powered by this battery. Again, you every time you saw anybody use this, like this little dongle was attached, but you never really saw this until they started talking about this. It was like, oh yeah, this is the battery, but I couldn't remember if this had power, and like this was just an extended battery that lets you go like from longer than 2 hours. But apparently this battery will only give you 2 hours. Again, they moved the battery to an external because they did not want the weight to be cumbersome on your face. So yeah, you walk around with this battery for about 2 hours, but then you can plug it in. I guess you get all day. So I guess there might be like a USB-C port on the other end here where you can kind of like plug that in. This does have the M2 chip and the new R1 chip to kind of help balance the compute and the rendering of everything. There are 2 displays that are higher than 4K for each eye, which of course some people noticed was very, very weird. It was kind of counterintuitive to a feature that Apple also announced where they were like, hey, we know she like eye health. Kids aren't going outside as much. We have created a parental thing to say, hey, your kids need to touch grass. But also we have now created this headset that is putting more than 4K of resolution into each of your eyes, and they are like centimeters away from it. So yeah, do with that what you will. Does optic ID, so it's like touch or face ID, except it reads the distinct patterns in your eye to determine who you are. So everything is securely locked. According to them, everything is securely locked in the headset. Everything kind of pairs wirelessly. So like Merge said, like you can look at a Mac and then all of a sudden you now have a virtual, you're now connected with the Mac and you have virtual desktops that come with it. Let's see, Teams and Zoom already have apps optimized for Vision OS, which is the operating system that runs on the Vision Pro. And it doesn't look like they show him here. No, they don't show the guy. Like they showed you taking a call with these folks, right? But it's like, I wonder what you look like. Then I just deduce that maybe you just look like the emoji version of you, right? No, that is not the case. You take the headset, you point it at your face, it will scan your face like 2K does, and then it will give you a digital representation, like a digital facsimile of what you look like. And not like Memoji, like digital you. Like deep fake you or something. And I imagine too that's how they get the eyes. So of course we look back, like it doesn't really. Okay, so it does. So yeah, it's like right here, just like the one they used here. You're seeing this woman here wearing the Vision Pro. This is not her real. No, you know what I'm gonna say, these are not her real eyes. These are again a digital facsimile of what her eyes look like. And they did that to sit there and say, hey, it is mixed reality. You are technically in your space. You like, if I were to put them on right now, I'd see everything still until I turn the little dial and everything disappears. This is like, it is to allow people to still kind of connect with you, to still kind of see you as you are talking to them. Like, they show. So as you can see, like it's slowly fading away as she's starting to interact with things, and then now she's gone. Again, I hate it that I have to do this, but then you can get people who will walk into like your ring of influence or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, like your guardian area. I think that's what Oculus calls it. Like the little guardian zone, to make sure like, hey, if you go out, it will then turn on the cameras so that way you can see, oh shit, you have stepped out and you're about to walk to a wall. or if something comes into that space, you will kind of be notified that, hey, something is here, and it will kind of pause the game and kind of turn on the camera so you can see, like, in the event that like a child or a pet will not be stepped on in the immediate future. This is kind of doing that same thing, except, you know, like you can see like the woman was kind of in her little virtual area, and then she just kind of stepped through the fog into the guardian area. It started talking, and like it's almost like when you look at them, because they're using foveated rendering, which is the same technology that is, I think, in the Oculus Pro thing, the MetaQuest Pro, and but is definitely in the PSVR 2. Once you look over there, I imagine like your eyes, the weird, creepy digital eyes, will show back up. That way, the person who walked up to you and wants to talk to you can see that you're looking at them. It's pretty cool, but for $34.99, yikes, I get the tech is super cool and stuff. But I mean, so somebody did point out that this is similar to what Microsoft is doing with HoloLens, and how much, like, again, like this is a lot of, like, this is very, very expensive tech. It's doing a lot, and it's going to cost a lot. Like I don't know. This is way out of my budget to sit there and even try to justify it. But it's like, yeah, somebody showed like Microsoft HoloLens 2, and it also costs $3,500. I need custom creepy eyes. If they didn't if they don't sell those, then they are missing out. Yeah, like just get creepy anime eyes and shit. But yeah, like it's pretty cool, and they are definitely I feel like they are solving some problems. Again, I am not a fan of the eyes bit. That seems weird. But it's like I guess that it's for you to like, one, kind of stay in your headset. Like, you don't want to sit there, have to take it on, take it off again, take it on, take it off to have conversations. Like, if people want to walk up to you, I think some Sony headphones do this. Like, if somebody were to start talking to you, the headphones automatically mute. And I want to say that's what some AirPods, I think that's an update to the AirPods that are coming out. Like, when people walk up to you, like, it may, like, I think the audio mutes or turns down so you can hear the conversation, and then it goes back up once they stop talking. To where, like, with this, like, if somebody walks up and starts talking to you, focus on them, then your eyes come. That way they know, okay, it's kind of a sign for everybody else to say, hey, they are out of the experience. They are looking at me. I can see that they're looking at me, no matter how creepy it is that I'm looking at a screen of eyes and not actual eyes. But yeah, it's solving a problem. It's a problem that I don't think we necessarily had. I know that some people like the tech is cool. I know there's a lot of people who do not understand why Apple is doing AR and VR. Nobody wants it. It's like, I mean, I beg to differ. I definitely would like to get more into this. I am more of that augmented reality person. Now, I don't know if I'm going to wear a huge headset like this down the street, but I imagine, like, hey, if you keep working on it and the tech gets smaller and smaller and smaller, then we are looking at like the Google Glass size things, or just like a pair of glasses that show this AR. The sensors can then also can kind of see what your hands are doing. You can kind of manipulate things. I wonder if there's a way that you can scan your face before you use it so it knows what you look. Yes, actually, no post. That is a feature. That is something they showed in the keynote. Because as Merge and I, like I mentioned earlier, Merge and I were discussing this. We were watching this on Owncast. We were wondering how because you can take FaceTime calls, you can take meetings in the headset, but it's like you're wearing a headset. The only cameras that are in the headset are things that are watching your eyes, so it's not going to get your whole face. So it's like, how would people see you in this call? So I'm like, is it a picture? Is it like, which would suck? Like, why would I use a picture? So I just imagine it'd be a memoji, right? No, Apple went a step farther and said, did you take the headset, you pointed at you, and let it scan your face, and then you get a digital facsimile of you to go into FaceTime, into Zoom, into Teams calls. If Apple or a third-party dev can prove the tech, then it will take off from a biased former VR dev. And that's the thing. That's the absolute thing. Like, if this can be proven to be successful, and honestly, like if I'm looking at what's out here today, regardless of cost, and if Apple can deliver what they showed during that keynote, Apple has that lead right now. Apple will have the lead if they can deliver on what they showed. If it looks exactly or as close to the keynote as they said it does, if it looks that close, Apple will win. And of course, then you've got Meta who's going to follow. You've got HTC, you got Valve that's going to follow. Like right now, like I feel like Meta does kind of have the advantage with the with the Quest Pro or whatever. Yeah, I think it's the Quest Pro. Right now it is less expensive than the Vision Pro. Not to mention the fact that Quest yesterday, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Not to mention that yesterday, Meta put out the Quest 3. Was it yesterday or was it Friday? I can't remember. All I know is I was gone and I came back to news of the Quest 3 being announced. They talk about what powers the Vision Pro other than just saying everything in the cloud. It is a all-in-one headset. It is powered by the M2 and the R1 chips, which they're both working in tandem to kind of help with the processing and the rendering of all of the things. So there are things, so like there is stuff that is being stored on the device. I don't know how much storage it's going to have, but there is an actual computer running in that headset. I mean, like they were saying that like you can play games, you can play your Apple Arcade games on it. So let's see what else we got. And of course, Walt Disney kind of came out and said, hey, we're launching Disney Plus on this headset, and it's going to be great because you can watch The Mandalorian in the Mando ship with Grogu in your lap. It's great. It is a standalone device powered by an M2, so it's no slouch. Exactly, that's the thing. So yeah, like again, it is a technical feat. But and like it all, the only thing is that Apple just has to deliver what they showed. Like from what they showed, it looks pretty impressive, but they have to deliver on it. Like if anything too, like if I like, and the thing is like, this isn't VR, like this is AR. I wonder if VR experiences will come to this, but they're specifically like, this is AR. Like you can just do things in here. They did not mention the metaverse, which was great. It's like, look, if you just want to work in a virtual space, if you want to sit there and interact, and again, this is why they call it spatial computing, even though like what they're talking about has been done for a while. I mean, outside of just the fact that, again, virtual desktops in Oculus Quest 2, I couldn't see my surroundings, but I get it. Like they're enabling you to sit there and just do your work, do the things that you want to do anywhere. You don't need these displays anymore. You can have as big or as small a display, as many of them, you can have them anywhere. Now, the one thing I am wondering is like if you can actually have like a 360 and like if you turned your head, like there's windows behind you, but it's just like, it's not rendered. Like I wonder like what, like, is it persistent? If I set up window, like, does it follow my head? If I were to move away from it, like if I was sitting here and I wanted to go over there, would I still see the windows here or would it follow me over there? Like rotating is one thing, but actually moving from one place to another, what does that look like? Because it didn't show the guy, like it was like a guy in an office, which kind of this one, like he never left this table. Okay, so Merge is saying that the windows stay where you put them. Yeah, because like he never left this table. Nobody really left the space where they were when they put on the headset, so you never really got to see it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So set up the office, set up your office and walk away and the windows stay there. So that's pretty interesting. I'll take that. So yeah, they've thought a lot about it, and I would definitely believe that. Like they said, like it took them years to do it, and probably about as long as we've been hearing rumors of this damn thing, right? Let's see here, and of course we need to talk about support. Where is it going? So let's see, iOS and iPad OS drop support for the iPhone 10 with iPhone X, first iPad Pros and other old devices. See, now this is what I'm talking about. Like if you make this big, like let me hit a button and it does that. Like what are we doing? Of course, iOS 17 is compatible with everything from the 14 series all the way down to the iPhone SE second generation. Which I think second generation is, I forgot that is shit. I forgot what the SE second gen was comparable to. So I imagine the oldest phone on this list is the 10R or the 10S 10R line. So yeah. So they cut out those other iPhone 10. It's the end of an era. The first nearly full screen iPhone is no longer getting updates. So sad to see. And the iPad OS 17 will be compatible with iPad Pro second generation later, which means the first iPad Pro is not getting iPad OS 17. So sad. The iPad Air third generation later, iPad sixth generation later, and iPad Mini fifth generation and later. So yeah, if you got any of these older devices, time to get those upgrades in. And I think that is it. I think that's all I got. Like I said here, Vision Pro supports 4K mirror from your Mac just by looking at it. And of course, external camera support for the iPad and Apple TV. So your iPad is actually more like a computer than you. Again, I think Marge and I talked about like the iPad is being hindered by it trying to be like this mobile OS, and it's like just let it go. Just let it go. Let it be free. Let it run Mac OS. Like, please, just give us a tablet Mac. What are we doing? So yep, that's it with that. I am going to take a little break. I've had some pizza and it is getting a little rumbly and tumbly. So I'm gonna handle that for a second. I'm gonna get me something to drink, and we're gonna be back and we're gonna be playing some Metal Gear Solid. Also, I might just split this up. Make it 2 YouTube videos because not sure if y'all saw. I think Did I keep it? Did I keep the email around? I didn't. I didn't keep it around. But YouTube yet again said, hey, you cannot upload Apple Keynote or Apple event footage to YouTube. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna split this up. This will go up as, hey, the WWDC. Look, it's either MGS5 or Diablo. You don't have to choose. It's fine. Yes, YouTube, boo. But I have kept the video and I am thinking about doing something with it. I found out that, my son's award ceremony is tomorrow, which means I will not be door dashing again. So I need to find some things to do tomorrow until then. Maybe, just maybe. I got some work to do. Yep, just like Oncast, yeah, gotta find a way around things. So yeah, this will go up as the WWDC 2023 recap, and then yes, we'll be back. Not start the stream over, but to continue on with the Major Linux show. We're kicking off the June game of the month, Metal Gear Solid 5, because Metal Gear Solid Delta is coming out soon, hopefully. TM. But yeah, I'll be back in a bit. See you then. Y'all still here? Anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Really do appreciate it. Of course, if you like the content that you just saw, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that the YouTubers ask you to do. I guess that includes me now. Anywho, yes, like, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Support the channel over Patreon, PayPal, whatever. Check out the links in the video to anything else I might be pushing, hawking. I don't know. Did I sell out by now? I recorded this ages ago. Have I sold out? Let me know. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.